What is going on, everybody? My name is Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. If you watched Apple's iPad mini 6 announcement and thought to yourself, hey, this might make a great portable gaming machine, you and I were on the same wavelength. In today's video, I have the brand new iPad mini 6, 256 gigs, 5G, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna test it out to see how it plays games. We're gonna play first-party games that are found in Apple Arcade. We'll play third-party games, things that are just normal on the App Store, and we'll play some streaming games like PS Remote Play to my PlayStation that's in the other room. Let's get started. Now, the first game we're gonna play is gonna be Skate City from Apple Arcade. I wanna make sure that there are no additional configurations that I have to do inside of the app itself to make sure I take advantage of the new A15 processor that's gonna be inside of the iPad mini 6. So there does not seem to be any type of optimizations that you can do here for frame rate or settings. And it is what it is. It auto configures based on the device itself. So now I am using the PlayStation DualSense controller to play this game. We're gonna click skate. All right. So gaming seems responsive, not doing very many tricks. It plays good. It's responsive. Right now, I'm not seeing any frames being dropped. It does look like it's, oh, I just fell down. And in summary, Skate City plays very well, except for the fact that I crashed several times. The game does seem to be fully optimized for the platform itself, and I don't think that there's any special intervention that the developer did. I didn't change any configuration settings. It plays well on the iPad mini, and I think this is a good example of what portable gameplay could look like while you're out and about with your iPad and a controller, so it's a lot of fun. Now, next we're gonna play Asphalt Racing 9, which is probably one of my favorite racing games to play, period. Now, let's get that started here. It does take a little bit to get that game running. All right, let's see what we got going here. Click play, and we got the controller going. Keep going, 3 of 11, we're gonna go here. Okay, we're gonna play this car. BMW Z4, not my favorite car, but it'll do. Yeah, this looks slick. What's great about this is that it's this portable package, and that you have so much. Oh, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. Now I know some of you might have feedback on when I'm using Nitro and when I'm not. Hey, listen, let me know if you wanna drop your gamer tag below. We can race anytime, I'm all up for it. I like competition. Asphalt Racing 9, again, it does play well. I didn't notice any frame drops. The colors are very good. I do wish that the display was a little bit brighter. Actually, it does not turn up all the way. But still, the 500 nits of brightness might cause concern for some of you out there, depending on where you're playing and the environment that you're playing at. Here, obviously, it's well lit. I don't have too many glares on my display, and there is relatively low reflectivity on this device, but something you want to keep in mind when you are out shopping for this device or another device when you want to play that. Now, next, we're going to play Gangshin Impact, and I just want to preface this. This is not my type of game. I am not someone who likes button masher games, just kind of put that out there, but I will play it, and I'll let you know what it feels like playing the game. I've already played it a little bit using handheld mode. This is a very heavy game in terms of graphics, in terms of gameplay. It's not necessarily, I wouldn't call it straightforward. It's not like a racing game or some of the other games that we'll play here in just a moment. It does have a lot of complexity with moves. I call it a button masher, but I suppose that there are people out there who would not call it that. It is fun to play, but again, it's just not my type of game. So if there's something that I'm doing wrong, I apologize in advance. I am not a Gangshin Impact master player at all. Not by any means, but we'll play it. This game is something like 13 gigs worth of data when you install it on your phone. Every time you restart this game, you have to set the controller because it's not automatically built in. Where are we going here? This is the very beginning of the game. Why are you not swimming fast? Oh, there you go. Whoa. Some kind of dragon or something like that. This looks good, but it's not playing at its highest frame rate. Oh, I was actually incorrect. So graphics quality is set to high, and render resolution is high as well. So this is all set up for that. So it's running at its highest frame rate. I don't know, so maybe it's just me. I'm not a fan of this game, but it does play well. Woo, she's frolicking. Here we go. Now let's take a look what these graphics look like for this cutscene. It looks good. I mean, it looks like you're watching something on television. I think it's pretty good. Wow, what is that? Don't be afraid. So the back of it is a little bit warm here in terms of that would be the processor. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want to play this game or you're playing games like this and you're going to have the settings set to high, you probably want to have it in some type of stand like I'm using right here. So to summarize, if you're playing Gangshin Impact or a game like that, it does work with the controller, obviously. It does render well. It does not necessarily have frame rate drops or frame drops. What I would caution you as if you're playing with this type of game, you probably, and you're using a controller, you want to use something to hold your iPad in. That's what I would suggest to that. Otherwise, here, the back of it, it's a little bit warm, and I imagine that would only increase the temperature as you continue to play games. Now, next, we're going to play PS Remote Play for my PlayStation that's in the other room. Now, while this is looking for my PS5, this part does take some time depending on whether your PS5 was recently used. I did use mine a couple hours ago, so it should find it very too soon, but that's all gonna be relative depending on a few factors outside of my control. Now, while I'm waiting for this, I wanna know what you guys think about the PlayStation announcement that was just a couple weeks ago. Were you guys upset with the game lineup? Were you happy? God of War, Grand Theft Auto 5, which I think some people are gonna be upset about. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite game is to play on PlayStation. So I love playing PlayStation as well. My favorite game, which we're gonna see here in just a couple minutes, is gonna be Watch Dogs Legion and GTA. But those are my two favorite games. I wanna know what yours are down in the comments below. I really wish that the folks at Backbone made a controller that was USB-C, because this would be cool as hell to play with a Backbone controller with this big display. Now this is gonna be running at 60 FPS. This looks very vivid. Obviously it looks a little bit different when you're playing on your television or your PlayStation or even your iPad, but this looks good. Feels responsive. And again, this is all over the internet, all over IP. I was certainly disappointed that there's no GTA 6 announced a few weeks ago at the Sony event. Now to summarize, games that you're playing on your iPad mini 6 that have some type of dependency on either Wi-Fi or the internet connection that you have to the larger internet, you might have trouble based on where that game is going to be housed at. This does have Wi-Fi 6, so you should get good upload and download speeds. And now that it's USB-C, you could include a USB-C Ethernet adapter to even get better throughput on that, assuming that you have that on your wireless network or your wired network. Now, this is going to give you a couple other things. PS Remote Play supports a max resolution of 720p. So even though you might be getting a game that's available in 4K or in 1080p, it's going to be downscaled to a lower resolution just to save the data that's going through the network. Second thing is that it does support HDR gaming, even though the iPad itself does not support HDR. So be careful, you might see some artifacting there if that is the case. Now, next we're gonna go ahead and play Cut the Rope, which is a favorite of mine. I do play that from time to time, it's just to kill some time. Let's get into it. Cut the rope. We are gonna turn this. The iPad itself is no longer hot. There's no longer kind of a temperature increase here. Let's play. It is worth noting that in this type of game, this is a game that is on Apple Arcade. It is gonna be more than likely fully optimized by the developer in order to put it in Apple Arcade, so you shouldn't see any type of slowdowns, much like we saw when we played Asphalt Racing. The great thing about Cut the Rope is just it's family friendly, it's fun to play. Let's see, deliver all the candy. So to summarize, games that are first party, in Apple Arcade are gonna be generally optimized for the platform. Apple's gonna work with those developers to make sure that you get a good gaming experience on any platform. It's not necessarily something that I think you'd have to worry about when you are playing either on the iPad mini 6 or maybe the iPad 9, it doesn't necessarily matter. Third-party games will need to update their frameworks and make sure that they're taking advantage of all the right hardware and that their games are optimized to take advantage of that hardware. And then third, you have game services like Xbox, cloud streaming, PS Remote Play. Those are gonna play on here as well. You are gonna have some upper bound thresholds in terms of resolution that's gonna be capped at 720p in PS Remote Play specifically. It does support HDR, but this is not an HDR display, so you might get some artifacting there with the color reproduction. It is worth noting that you could play on a more expensive device, but at this price point, $499 for the entry level, it's kind of hard to beat. Now, I don't know about you, but let me know what you think about using the iPad mini 6 as a gaming tablet. I think it's a pretty good buy at $499, though you could buy a PS5 or even a new Xbox for that cost, if you could even find one. I am Mike, this is Tech 24/7 TV, folks. I will talk to you in the next one.